Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 2 of the American League Championship Series here in New York. Yankees won the first game to hold serve. They're trying to get a 2-0 commanding lead, and of course the Angels are trying to get that split, which is really what you want on the road, is to get that split and go back home and get the home field advantage, as the next 3 games will be in California. But we're at Yankee Stadium for Game 2. Pitching matchup for the Yankees, it is right-hander Bob Tewksbury. And for the Angels, it is veteran left-hander John Candelaria. That will be the pitch-up matchup in Game 2. In Game 3, back in California, it'll be Don Sutton for the Angels against Ron Guidry for the Yankees. But right now, we are looking at Game 2. There are your lineups over here with the lefty Candelaria on the mound. Gary Renicky is taking over for actually, it should not be Cotto here. I made a mistake there. That should not be Cotto. That should be Easler. Just caught that. Easler is benched, and Renicky is in the DH slot. And Cotto's in left field in place of Pasqua. So the 2 lefties were taken out of the lineup against the lefty Candelaria. And that's why the Angels are pitching Candelaria. A, because he was 10-2 with a 2.55 ERA, and B, Yankees do not do as well against lefties as they do against righties. So that's why they held Don Sutton back to Game 3. All right. Bob Tewksbury, the right-hander on the mound, 9-5 with a 3.31 ERA. And they thought about using Guidry in this game, but they want to break up the righties and lefties as best they can. They did a lefty in Game 1. We have the righty here in Game 2, lefty in Game 3, which would be Guidry, and then Joe Niekro in Game 4, another right-hander. So they're trying to break up those lefties and righties as best they can. All right, payoff pitch. Here we go. Game 2. Yankees lead it 1-0. In fact, maybe I'll do this just to give a visual here. California 0-1, New York 1-0 in the series. All right, Gary Pettis will lead things off. We get a 8, which is patient. 09 patient Gary Pettis will reach, and instead of using the payoff pitch cards, I'm going to go back to my little base running guys. So Gary Pettis is aboard. Now, can he get a jump is the question. Let's go to our charts. Payoff pitch charts. And we'll go to the optional jump chart, which is right there. Pettis steals at a 6. The hold rating is only a 3 for Tewksbury. So a 3 and a 6. Actually, he's a good hold rating. The lower number, the better, actually. So he holds the runners very well. Hold rating's a 3. Jump is a 6. That means it's a 0 through 34 to get the jump. So he needs a 34 or less to get the jump. And he does get the jump, so he will get a chance to steal. Now we go to the stealing chart. Stolen base chart. And let's look at the catcher rating. Catcher for the Yankees in this game is Joel Skinner. And Joel Skinner is a arm rating of 2. Pettis is a steal rating of B. So we cross-reference B and 2. B and 2, and it falls in this category right here under normal. So it's a normal chance. Normal chance. So anything 43 or higher, he will make it. 13 to 42, he gets caught. So he needs a 43 or higher to make it. And he does make it, 77. So it's a stolen base for Gary Pettis. He gets aboard. He is aboard. Walk in a stolen base gets him in scoring position with nobody out for Wally Joyner. So the Angels trying to make hay here in Game 2. Tewksbury, 9 is in play. 63, that's going to be out of range. 63 is a fly to left. That's out number 1. Pettis will hold. 1 down for Brian Downing, number 3 hitter. 5 is tough, 64. That's going to be a ground ball to second, so Pettis will take third. But now there are 2 outs. And I made these things kind of small because it was for my Stratomatic board, but since I'm using this board, I'll just go with it. It may not, size differential may be a little weird, but makes him look very diminutive, but oh well. So 2 down with Reggie Jackson to 4, which is ballpark, and that's 68 for a lefty. That's in the wheelhouse. So Reggie Jackson has found a wheelhouse result to his liking. 1-54, and you can see against lefties he had no home runs. Against righties he had 18. So all his power is against right-handers. 1-54, it's a goner. 37, kaboom! Reggie Jackson returns to Yankee Stadium with a 2-run homer off of Bob Tewksbury, and the Angels now lead it 2-0, just like that, and Reggie Jackson giving a warm kissing motion out to the Yankee Stadium crowd, bringing back memories. But the Yankee fans are not happy about it. Here's DeSensei. 7 is in play. 0-4. That's going to be a double for Doug DeSensei. So Tewksbury still having issues as he gives up that double. And that'll bring up Rupert Jones, the designated hitter. Four is ballpark. That's an 11. So we're in the wheelhouse again for Rupert Jones. 1-47. It's another goner. It's a 40. It's gone. Kaboom. Another 2-run homer. And I got to change the score again. That's what I get for doing premature, writing the number in the thing when it does. It's not the end of the inning, but I was trying to give the updated score for anybody who's looking. It is 4-0 in favor of the Angels. 2 2-run homers. And Ron Guidry's probably saying, you should have started me. Here's Bobby Grich. 4 is ballpark. We're in the wheelhouse again. Another wheelhouse. Bobby Grich, a 1-22. It's an 0-9. Kaboom! Another home run. 5-0 Angels here in the top of the first. And Tewksbury just, maybe this magnitude of the situation is too much for him. I don't know. 5-0 top of the first. 6 is in play. 72. They're finally out of it. That is a fly to center to end the inning. But a 5-run first inning for the California Angels, as they are definitely looking to split this series in Yankee Stadium. John Candelaria been given a 5-0 lead to work with. And Tewksbury may not be around very long. Good thing it's an off day for travel because they may need the whole bullpen. And Doug Drabek is already loosening in the pen for the Yankees. He is their long reliever. 10 is in play. 62, that's out of range. 62 is a fly to right. 1 down. Ricky Henderson is gone. Brings up Willie Randolph. 5 is tough. 68. Tough 68. Ground ball to second. 2 up and 2 down. Candelaria going through the Yankees, no problem here in the first. Here's Donnie Baseball. That's a 12. That's defensive check. So we go to our defensive chart. And the 2D 10s are a 73. So we're looking at an error check on the shortstop, Dick Schofield. Dick Schofield. Error chance for Schofield is a 4. So we go to Yankee Stadium, look at the 4. 1-43 will be an error. 44 or higher is an out. It's a 53, he's out. The D6s say a 4, so the out play is actually a line out. Mattingly lines it to Schofield to end the inning with nobody on base. It really doesn't matter what the out is, but it could have if there had been runners on base. But 1 inning is in the books, and boy, Tewksbury, can he recover? Drabek is loose if they need him, but they're going to send him back out there. Boone, 9 in play, 37. That's going to be a grounder right back to the pitcher, Tewksbury. Out number 1. And back to the top of the order for Gary Pettis. That's a 7, and that's in play, 69. That's definitely out of range. That's a ground ball to short. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down for Wally Joyner. Wally Joyner. 9 is in play, 21. That's a base hit for Wally Joyner. 2 out single for Joyner. He is aboard. Brings up Brian Downing. 8 is patient, 54. That's going to be a walk, so 2 on now. Tewksbury got the first 2 outs, but now he's struggling with the rest, and here comes Reggie Jackson. Started the whole mess with a big blast. First time up. 8 is patient, 18. Another walk. So all of a sudden now the bases are loaded. It's an angel in every cloud. As Jackson gets on, and here's DeSensei. And that might be all for Tewksbury. I don't think they can go any further with him. They're going to have to pull him. And they're going to go to Doug Drabeck. I'd rather have Drabeck start an inning if they can, because he's normally a starter. However, they don't have much choice. They got to get out of the inning. If they want to stay in the game at all, they got to get out of the inning. 9 in play, 27, barely. In play, 25 would have been a hit. 27's a pop to second to end the inning. And Drabeck comes in, and the Angels will leave them loaded. So that kind of keeps the Yankees in the game, at least for a little bit, as it's just 5-0. And we go to the bottom of the second, but before we start, I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back now for the bottom of the second. Yankees trying to see if they can get some momentum from leaving the bases loaded, causing the Angels to leave the bases loaded. Maybe Drabeck gives them a pickup. We'll see. Here's Winfield. 7 is patient. 81, though, is going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a fly to center, 1 away. And that'll bring up Gary Renicky. 5 is tough 45. Tough 45 is a strikeout. Renicky is out of there. 2 up, 2 down for Mike Pagliarulo. Definite trouble against lefties. 6 is tough. I think that's bad news. Tough 64 is a strikeout to end the inning. So 6 up, 6 down for Candelaria. That's why he's in there to start game 2 instead of Sutton. Here's Drabeck. He's back out, and they're going to ask him to go several innings, I imagine. Here's Rupert Jones. Although they do have an off day for travel tomorrow, so I guess you could use your whole bullpen. 9 is in play, 84. That's going to be a ground ball to second, 1 away for Bobby Grich. 12 is Wheelhouse 00. The Wheelhouse 00, and that's going to be a rare play. So we go to our rare play chart in the Wheelhouse. Rare play chart with the Wheelhouse. So I need to find the Wheelhouse version of the bases empty rare play chart. So bases empty rare play chart, and we are looking at ballpark or Wheelhouse. We're in the Wheelhouse. Roll the 2 D10s. Get a 69. And that says batter hits deep drive. The center fielder leaps at the wall. If the fielder has an A range, he snares the ball, robbing the batter of a home run. Otherwise, a fan reaches out and takes the ball away from the fielder. After several minutes of deliberation, the umpire rules to play a home run for the batter. All right, center fielder, in this case, Ricky Henderson. His defensive rating is only a B, not an A, so it's gone. Bobby Grich, kaboom. Home run, Bobby Grich, as a fan reached over and pulled it away, but they ruled it was already over the wall, so Henderson couldn't get it on that rare play. And the Angels now lead it 6-0 here in the top of the third. Here's Schofield. 7 is tough. 03 struck him out. 2 down. And that's going to bring up Bob Boone. 12 again is the wheelhouse. This time it was a 96, and that's going to be a fly to left. But I do like how the rare play was catered to a wheelhouse check. So it had to do with potential home runs and whatnot, where if it had been maybe on a patient check, there'd be a totally different rare play number, a rare play result. So I kind of like that. It's kind of neat. Much improved on their rare play chart. All right, here's Henry Cotto now. They're down 6-0. 11 is ballpark, 50. That's going to be in play for a right-handed batter, so it's going to be just in play for Cotto. 41 in play against a lefty is going to be a ground ball right back to Candelaria. 1 away, and here's Joel Skinner. 7 is patient, 86, and that's going to be out of the play. 86 is a ground ball to short. 2 down. Here's Wayne Tollison. Candelaria, 5 is tough, 22. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So Candelaria 9 up and 9 down through 3 innings. And the Angels are large and in charge with a 6-0 lead. Looking to even this series at a game apiece before they go back to Anaheim. And Gary Pettis now the batter. Against Draybeck. 3 is tough, 62. And Pettis will crack a double. Leadoff double for Gary Pettis. And that's going to send up Wally Joyner. I think Draybeck's taking one for the team right here. 12 is wheelhouse again. 93, though, is going to be out of range. Only goes to 88. 93 is a fly to right. Now, the question is, on a wheelhouse fly to right, I'm imagining Pettis, particularly with his speed, should be able to move up. So I need to check the chart on flyouts, because I do believe that since that was a wheelhouse check, he should be able to move up. So we'll check our flyout charts to right field. It says here, pitch result was a wheelhouse or patient. Begin the at-bat. The batter's deep fly to the outfield. The runner on third base scores. The runner on second base, and the result was F9. The runner advances to third. Well, there you go. So Pettis takes third on the deep fly out by Joyner. Now the infield is going to have to come in with only 1 out, and Brian Downing the batter. They don't have any choice. They got to play in. Another wheelhouse. 08. It is gone. Kaboom. How many times can Doug Draybeck roll a 12 and get in his wheelhouse? It's gone. A 2-run shot for Brian 10 Downing Street. And the Angels have just blown this thing open. It is now 8-0 here in the top of the 4th. And this is just, they are just getting beaten pillar to post. And Draybeck, the brunt of it. 2 is defense. That's an 03 on the defensive check. So we go to our defensive chart for an 03. And 03 is the range of the pitcher. So Draybeck's range is an F. Not very good. So 1 to 71, we got a base hit. It gets by him. And we do. It's a base hit for Reggie. Sneaks it past Draybeck for a single. Still only 1 out. And here's DeSensei. Draybeck 2 is defense again. 83 is the error check on the shortstop. Shortstop in this case is Tollison. His error chance at short is a 5, so that's the best you can have. So 1 to 34, it's an error. Anything else 35 or higher, it's an out. And the D6s would tell us what kind of an out. It is a 29, so it will be an error. That's the way it's going for the Yankees. And that's a 3. So it's a 1-base error. Instead of a potential double play, it's going to be an error that could have got him out of the inning. But instead, it's first and second, 1 out for Rupert Jones. So when it rains, it pours, I guess, for the Yankees. Good thing they won game 1. 11 is ballpark. 45 for a left-handed batter. That's the wheelhouse. Rupert Jones, 1 to 47. It's gone. It's gone. A 3-run bomb for Rupert Jones. And that's going to be it for Drabek. He can no longer take one for the team. Kaboom! That is gone. 5 runs in the inning. It's 11-0 Angels. And this may be the most lopsided game I've ever played on video. 11-0. And that's going to be it for Drabek. They can't tolerate him anymore. The Yankee crowd getting too restless. So they're going to bring in Bob Shirley. Bob Shirley will face Bobby Grich. We got Bob against Bob. But it's 11-0 Angels. 6 is Patient 21. That's a walk. So the old walk after a home run rears itself again. Still only 1 out. Here's Schofield. 6 is Patient again, 51. That's a base hit for Schofield on a 61 Patient. They're just going to play station to station. There's 11-0. You don't really need to be worried about trying to take extra bases. So now with 2 outs, he would have probably gotten the extra base, but not with 1 out. Here's Boone. 6 is Patient again, 77, and that's going to be a fly to center for out number 2. Finally get that second out. Here's Gary Pettis. 7 is Tough, 54. Against a lefty, Tough 54 is a double. Against a righty, been a strikeout, but here it's a double. We know Grich is going to score. Schofield's going to stop. Well, let's see. There's 2 outs, so let's check his run rating. Schofield runs at an 8, so he will score as well with 2 outs. So it's a 2-run double for Gary Pettis. 7 runs in the inning now is 13-0. Favor the Angels, 13-0. 13-0, and nothing the Yankees seem to be able to do turns out right. Shirley now, 5 is in play, 59. They're finally out of it. It's a ground ball to third to end the inning. 7 runs come in for the Angels, and they lead it 13-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. So much for a competitive game. Only question is how many innings will they allow Candelaria to go? 10 is in play, but it's a 16, so there goes the no-hitter. Ricky Henderson's aboard, but down 13-0, you're not going to be stealing. Here's Willie Randolph. 5 is Tough, 23, and that's a base hit. On a Tough result, it's only going to go 1 base as they're down 13-0. You're going station to station. So Randolph gets himself a single for Don Mattingly. 8 is Tough, 54. Tough 54 is a ground ball to third. Potential double play. Now, that's an 8. His double play is only a 7, though, so the 8's going to be enough to get the force on Henderson. As they step on the bag, Mattingly will... Actually, no, Henderson takes third. They were trying for the double play around the horn, so Randolph was out. 1 down. Not that it really matters. At this point, it's 13-0. I'm sure there's something in the charts that say whether they try to go around the horn or whatever, but I have to look it up. And when it's 13-0, I don't feel like looking it up. Here is Winfield. 5, Tough, 85. 85, Tough is a ground ball to short. That's a 5. Double play is an 8. Double play is a 5. It's double play. Ends the inning. So how about that? Winfield hits into the double play. Double play from Winfield, 6-4-3. Going to end the inning at 13-0. Bob Shirley coming back out. Will be facing Downing. Three is Wheelhouse, 49 for Downing against a lefty. That's a base hit for Brian Downing. And the Angels just keep hitting, just pounding the ball. Reggie Jackson. 7 is Tough, 59. That is a strikeout. 1 away. Brings up the Sensei. 3 is wheelhouse. That's a 17. Kaboom! It is gone. A 2-run homer from Doug DeSensei. And all of a sudden, it's a 15-0 game in favor of the Angels. This has got to be the biggest rout of all time. Yankee haters are loving this. Wanting to pour it on, I imagine. 7 is tough. 42. Struck him out. 2 down. But there's still several games, at least 3 more games to go in this series, so don't want to go overboard. Rich, 10 is in play, 40, and that's going to be a pop to first to end the inning. But a 2-run homer there, and it's 15-0. And now Candelaria back out to face Renicky. 9 is tough, 96, and that's a fly to left, 1 away. Brings up Pagliarulo. 8 is tough. 00. That's the rare play on the tough chart. A tough, bases empty, rare play with the tough. Bases empty, rare play with tough. All right, let's see what we get. Get a 50. Tough, bases. Oh, that's runners on base. I want bases empty. My bad. I want bases empty, tough. Bases empty, tough is over here. All right, 50. 50 says, batter swings at wild pitch that gets past catcher, records a strikeout, and check if batter is safe or out by rolling 2d6. If the dice result is equal or less than the batter's run rating, the batter beats the throw to first. All right, run rating of Pagliarulo is a 6. So it says here, if the 2d6s are a 6 or less, he will make it. It's a 7. That's just the way it is for the Yankees in this game. He's going to be out. I'll read the rest of the thing to make sure nothing else happened. Batting team gets an extra out. Well, that just means he gets an extra out because he beat the throw. If the dice result is greater than run rating, catcher throws up first, complete the strikeout. So it's recorded as a strikeout, 2-3 on the put out. So they end up striking him out. So Pagliarulo out on strikes. Couldn't quite beat it. Candelaria. 10 is in play. 13, that's a base hit for Henry Cotto. So Henry Cotto gets a 1-out single for the Yankees, and that brings up Joel Skinner. 10 is in play. 13, that's a base hit. Again, station to station, as the bottom portion of the order is getting some hits finally. Here's Wayne Tollison. 7 is patient. That's a 31. That's a wild pitch. So Candelaria uncorks a wild pitch. It's going to move the runners up. 5 is tough. 28. Struck him out. Tollison out on strikes for out number 2. Back to the top of the order for Ricky. Trying to get the Yankees on the board and save face. 12 is defense. So we're going back to the defensive charts. And we get a 63, which means we're checking the error chance of the third baseman, DeSensei. Doug DeSensei, his defensive rating, or error rating, I should say, for DeSensei is a 4. So on the chart here, on a 4, 1 to 43 is an error. Anything else, he makes the play. 44 or higher, he makes the play. And he does, 53, so he makes the play. It's a 10, which is a pop-out. So he actually pops it out, Henderson does, to end the inning. So Yankees had a chance to get a run on the board and couldn't do it. Henderson fails with 2 outs. And we go now to the 6th. And I think Bob Shirley is done. Surely he is done. And they will go to, let's see here, they will go to Brian Fisher. So Fisher will come in and pitch. And he'll be facing Schofield to lead it off. 8 is tough. 50. Tough 50 for Schofield is a grounder to third. 1 down. Pagliarulo makes the play. Bob Boone. 7 is tough. 96. That's going to be a fly to left. 2 down. So maybe Fisher can give them some stability here. Whoops, that 1d10 didn't go through, so let's re-roll the whole thing. 4 is ballpark. 27, that's in the wheelhouse. Gary Pettis' wheelhouse is only a 1 to 9. That's an 18. That will be a single. Almost got extra bases, but just going to be a 2-out single for Pettis. And, of course, up 15 to nothing, you're not going to steal. Or unless you want all your players to be thrown at. Here's Joyner. 8 is tough, 28. And that's a base hit for Joyner. Pettis, with the 2 outs, he will get the extra base because of his run rating. So Joyner gets that base hit, keeps the inning going. Runners are on the corners now for Brian Downing as the Angels look to add to that 15 to nothing lead. 6 is patient. 26, that's a walk. It's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded now for Reginald Martinez Jackson. Fisher got the first 2 outs very quickly. The 3rd out seems to be escaping him. 3 is in play. 43, it's going to finally do it. 43 is a grounder to first. Mattingly will step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Fortunately for the Yankees, the Angels did not score. They leave them loaded again. Second time in the game, they left them loaded. Normally, that kind of stuff will come back to bite you, but when you score 15 runs, I guess you can get away with stuff like that. All right, here's John Candelaria to face Randolph, and this is probably going to be Candelaria's last inning. He's got a 6 fatigue, no sense pushing him. 12 is defense, 23, so we're looking at 23 on the defensive chart. That is the range of the left fielder. Range of the left fielder, Brian Downing. So we'll check his range. Downing's range is a C. So a C range means a 1 to 52 is going to be a hit. 53 to 99 is going to be an out. It's a 51. It drops in for a base hit. So Willie Randolph sneaks it right in front of Mr. Downing. Couldn't quite get it. Maybe when you're up 15 to nothing, your reflexes in the left field aren't as good as they should be. Maybe a little daydreaming out there, thinking about California. Maybe it's California dreaming, like the mamas and the papas. And here's Mattingly. 7 is patient, 84. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. That's a 7. So double plays a 7 here, but only a 5 here. 7. Randolph runs at a 6, so the 7's bigger than that, so it will be a fielder's choice. And Mattingly will reach on the fielder's choice. It's going to go 4 to 6. 1 down for Dave Winfield. 12 is defense again, 25. And that is the range of the left fielder again. Brian Downing again is a, I believe we said he was a C. Was that correct? Let me double check it again. Brian Downing was a C range. Yep, so 1 to 52 is going to be a hit. It's a 32. It will be a base hit. Station to station baseball. As Winfield gets himself a hit with 1 out. And here's Renicky. And Candelaria could be starting to tire. So the bullpen for the Angels, Vern Rule loosening in the bullpen. Right-hander. That's an 11. Ballpark 61. That's going to be in play. So an in-play result for Renicky. 1 to 27 will be a hit. It's a 3. It'll be a double for Gary Renicky. So Mattingly will score. Winfield will stop at third. The Yankees are finally on the board. They finally break the shutout. As Mattingly comes in to score, it is now 15 to 1. Still only 1 out. And here's Pagliarulo. Probably the last batter that Candelaria is going to face. 3 is in play. It's a rare play in play. Boy, we're starting to get some rare plays. Didn't get it in game 1, but we're certainly getting them now. Rare play in play with runners on base. Runners on base with a rare play in play. So let me find that chart. Runners on base, rare play in play. Got it right here. Let's see what the roll is. It is a 96. 96 with the runners on base and in play, 96. Batter hits a line drive off the pitcher's glove that is caught by the first baseman who doubles off the closest runner. First baseman tags runner just off first base, otherwise throws the closest base. So he's going to double off Renicky. That's a double play. It's going to go 1 to 3 to 6 as it caromed off Candelaria in the air. Joyner caught it and threw it to shortstop, covering Schofield to double off Renicky. And what a bad break that was for the Yankees. They come away with just the 1 run. That's going to be it for Candelaria. His day is done, and they will turn it over to Vern Rule probably for the rest of the game, just about, because Vern Rule's a long relief pitcher. He could go to 3 innings and get a cheap save. All right, for the Yankees, coming out here in the top of the 7th. Let's see, the Sensei will lead it off. So they're going to keep Fisher out there for one more, at least a little bit longer. 1 batter at least. And they're going to bring Scurry in to face Rupert Jones, I think. 7 is Tough 41. Tough 41 against a right-hander is a base hit for Doug DeSensei. So boy, when it rains, it pours. Even throw a tough pitch in there and still can't get the guy out. Now here's Rupert Jones, and that's going to be it for Fisher. They will go to Rod Scurry out of the pen. They will scurry to the pen and get Rod Scurry. He will come on. Rupert Jones, the batter. Do they bring in somebody else to hit for Rupert Jones? Now, Rupert Jones is a good defender. They're going to leave him in there. So Rupert Jones will bat. 4 is Patient. 47. That's a walk. So Rupert Jones draws the walk. And it's about to get even more ugly, apparently. Bobby Grich is your batter. Scurry, 3 is Patient. 67. That's a base hit for Bobby Grich, but they will play station to station to load the bases with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Dick Schofield. But actually, they won't let Schofield bat. With the score being what it is, they want their bench to get some work, so they're going to bring in Rick Burleson as a pinch hitter, and he will stay in the game to play shortstop. Rick Burleson will pinch hit and stay in the game to play short as they give Schofield the rest of the game off. Scurry now, bases loaded, nobody out. Against Burleson. 10, Tough. 55, Tough against a lefty. 55 is a liner to short. 1 down. Line drive to short. I'm not familiar enough. I don't play this game enough. I need to start playing it more, but I don't play it enough to see if there's a chance for a double play. Let me check the out chart and see if there's anything on a line out that might say something about that. Let's take a look here at the out chart. Okay, out chart. Well, it says here, all batters out, runners hold, so doesn't matter. There is no provision for a double play, so don't have to worry about that. All right, Bob Boone up to the plate against Scurry. 9 is Patient. 07, that will be a walk. He's going to force in a run. A run is in. DeSensei scores. Jones to third, Grich to second, and Bob Boone is aboard. Bases are now still loaded for Gary Pettis, center fielder. Scurry, 10 is Tough. 35, struck him out, 2 down. Just missed a wild pitch. 34 would have been a wild pitch. Did escape that. And here's Wally Joyner. 11 is Patient. 79, and that's going to be a fly to center to finally end the inning. Angels tack on another run. Could have been a lot worse. They left the bases loaded once again. Wish I was keeping score. I'd like to know how many left on bases they have. But it's a mess, for sure. No doubt about it. Now the question is, that's right, Vern Rule is going to be coming on because they're going to cap Candelaria at 6 innings. And right-hander Vern Rule will be coming on to pitch in a 16-1 game. Henry Cotto is actually going to be called back. And they're going to have Claudell Washington come in and hit. And Washington will stay in the game to play left field. So Claudell Washington will be in left field. as a pinch hit here in this situation, just to give players some at-bats. There's not really a whole lot strategic to it with the score being 16-1. I just don't see where you can get that strategic about it. So what are you going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're at the bottom of the seventh, so seventh inning stretch. It's been a long game with all these runs, so I definitely need to stretch. So I'm going to stand up and take me out to the ball game. All right, seventh inning stretch is in the books. Claudell Washington is your batter against Vern Rule. 9 is in play. 30 for Claudell is out of range. 30 is going to be a pop up to first. Wally Joyner is there. 1 down for Joel Skinner. 6 is tough. And that's a 33. Tough 33 is a strikeout. Skinner is gone. 2 down for Wayne Tollison. 8 is in play. 52. That's definitely out of range. That is a ground ball to first. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Vern Rule. And we go to the 8th. Still 16-1. Yankees now will send up. Boy, who do they want to send in? Well, I guess they're going to leave Scurry out there because Stoddard pitched so many innings. They don't really want to use him. So Scurry it is. He's going to take the run of the thing here. We got a 3, which is Patient 08. So that's a walk to Brian Downing. Patient 08. Downing will draw the walk. And that's going to bring up Reggie. But actually, they're going to call Reggie back. And they're going to give George Hendrick an at-bat. And Hendrick will stay in the game to play right field. So Hendrick will take over in right field for Reggie Jackson. George Hendrick taking over for Reggie Jackson. 7 is in play. 40. And that's going to be a pop to third. 1 down. So 1 away. And that brings up the Sensei. 4 is Patient 66, just out of range. That's a ground ball to second, and with the 4 there, that's going to be a double play, 4-6-3, and they get out of it without any further damage. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still 16-1, and Ricky Henderson will lead things off against Vern Rule. That's a 4, which is ballpark. I'm sorry, 7, which is in play, and 92, that is going to be a fly to left. 1 down. Brings up Willie Randolph. 10 is Patient. 24, that's going to be a walk to Willie Randolph. So he will reach with 1 out, and that brings up Mattingly. 6 is Tough. 03, struck him out. 2 down, and that's going to bring up Winfield. That's a 5, which is Tough. 02, struck him out. So Vern Rule doing very well for himself. He could actually get a save in this game if he finishes the ball game, and there's no reason why he couldn't finish the ball game. We go to the 9th. It is 16-1. Rupert Jones is your batter. Rod Scurry back out. Actually, no, they're going to have Righetti come in. Righetti's going to come in and try to just pitch the 1 inning and get out of this mess. Off day tomorrow so he can rest. 8 is Tough. 22, struck him out. Bobby Grich. 5 is in play. 27, that's a base hit for Bobby Grich. So Boy, they just can't get a 1-2-3 inning on the Angels. Not in this game. They are just laying waste to Yankee pitching. Here's Burleson. I forgot to scratch him out. Put him up here. Burleson did come in to play shortstop. So Burleson is your batter against Rigetti. 3 is defense, 60. So we go to the defensive chart. Number 60. And 60 on the defense, according to the chart, is an error check on the third baseman. So we're checking the Mike Pagliarulo, for his error check. Pagliarulo, looking at his error check, he is a 3. So 3 says 1 to 50 is going to be an error. It's a 39, so it will be an error. That's a 4. What kind of an error is it? 4 on a third baseman. That's a 2-base error. So Gritch will go to go to third, and Burleson will make it over to second base on the error. Will Rick Burleson. And I'm just going to use Schofield's runner because I can't find Burleson's running thing. Don't know what happened to it, and I don't have time to mess with it. So actually I do have this one. So it's their home version, but we'll use it anyway. So Burleson's aboard on the 2-base error by Pagliarulo. Just going from bad to worse for the Yankees. Here's Boone. 9 is tough, 67. And that's a ground ball to second. The infield was in, so they're going to hold the runners. 2 down. And Gary Pettis. 5 is in play, 60, and that's going to end the inning. That's going to be a fly to left to take care of it. Angels leave 2 more on base. Boy, their left on base total is going to be humongous. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. I don't think there's any 9th inning magic on a 16-1 game. Gary Renicky will be the leadoff man to bat, followed by Pagliarulo here in the bottom of the 9th. 7 is in play, 59. That's going to be a fly to right, 1 down. Here's Pagliarulo. 11 is tough, 38. That's a strikeout. So Vern Rule 1 out away from a save in a 16-1 game. That tells you how ludicrous the save rule is. Claudel, 9 in play, 24, and he just missed it. It goes to 23. 24 is a pop-up to second, hauled in by Bobby Gritch, and this game is mercifully over if you're a Yankee fan. 16-1, your final. Winning pitcher was John Candelaria. The loser was Tewksbury, and incredibly, Vern Rule gets a save for going 3 innings. 16-1 your score. And series is now tied at a game apiece. And the Yankees definitely have to regroup as they head out west to Anaheim. And they will. The good news is they will have Ron Guidry going for them in Game 3 against the veteran Don Sutton. So definitely a veteran matchup going there. And maybe that can go the Yankees' way. We shall see, or at least a competitive game. And if you really look at it, 16-1 or 2-1, it really doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. And it's 1 game down, no matter what way you slice it. So, yeah, they got romped, but it's only counts as 1 game. So you're looking at it now as a brand new series. It's now turned into a best of 5, where the first 3 are in California, and the last 2, if necessary, are at Yankee Stadium. So that's going to do it from here. A wild one. It was a mess. Almost like a bloodbath, as Yankees just got lambasted. And we bid farewell from Yankee Stadium. Score, California 16, Yankees 1. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.